And so it continues. This shapes up to be another busy night. I have to deal with the Gargoyle in Hollywood, which I might spin in a number of different ways to maximize my advantage, cause apparently the Gargoyle is a creation of Strauss, who would prefer me to keep quiet about it, but then Isaac Abrams of the Anarchs wants me to actually convince the Gargoyle to fight for him against the Camarilla. I think I'll try to do it in such a way that I maximize my own gain while sowing the maximum possible chaos in the ranks of both the Anarchs and the Camarilla. So I'll try convincing the Gargoyle to fight for the Anarchs, just to make life hard for the Camarilla. Then I'll go back to Strauss and tell him that I've destroyed it, and hopefully I'll manage to sell the lie convincingly. And then, after all that, I'll go back to Isaac and tell him that it was Strauss's creation all along, so that he can use it further to undermine the Camarilla. I have no new messages, so I think I'm ready to leave, but recently I realized I'm carrying a lot of useless shit, cause like old bail bond tickets, a photo of a Nosferatu. Well, I can possibly get some mileage out of that eventually. Dead vampire's ID or driving license? No need for that. I will keep that. Supposedly there are some leads regarding the serial killer case around the salvage yard, but I'm still not convinced if I even care enough to bring him down. I definitely don't need the purse of the girl I've already fucking killed. She didn't want it anyway. That's her journal, don't need it either. That's this fucking weird-ass looking guy. Don't need that. I do need that. Those are the samples I'm supposed to drop in the sewers in Hollywood for the CDC guy. Don't need that. Don't need that. I do also have a couple of items I could possibly sell, but I think I left everything. I will keep this book. Actually, Isaac Abrams might be interested in that. Maybe I can sell it to him. For him to learn more about the defenses of the Tremere, which in itself might be interesting in the long run to maximize the chaos sown by their fighting. But also, the main thing I'm supposed to be doing tonight is finally go to that house on the King's Way, where supposedly the guy that created the strange monsters is housed, and I wonder how that meeting will go. Presumably he's Sabbat, right? And most of the guys I've met from the Sabbat so far were mindless assholes, but then I've been told by one of them that it's just the rank and file, the basic lowest grunts that are so stupid, and presumably the higher ranks can be reasoned with, which adds yet another possibility regarding my allegiance and my opportunities. As much as I find the Sabbat's carelessness to be a little bit stupid, at the very least I recognize that they seem to be the ones who adhere to the old adage of the might making you right the most, which is definitely something I appreciate. They seem to be the least boggled down in like red tape and whatever. It seems to them, from what I've seen, if you can do something, then you should, just because you can. And I can very much appreciate that way of looking at it. And presumably there is no greater foe of LaCroix than the Sabbat, so if I want to bring LaCroix down, and believe me I do, then maybe throwing my lot in with the Sabbat wouldn't be as stupid, but I came here to collect my earnings from the club. Evening.
Money, right?
Yeah.
Been a while. Your money's been piling up. Here, that should provide for an interesting evening.
That's pretty great. Keep it coming. Now, before I go and face the Gargoyle, and more importantly, before I go to the house in the hills, I better restock on ammunition. Because if the situation in the house on the hills turns violent, then I better be fully stocked. Yo.
My man, what is up?
Show me what you've got. Now, I think I'm finally ready to part with the pea shooter. I've got such a broad arsenal at this point that it doesn't look particularly useful. Here, have some morphine. You can have this watch as well. And this discount katana. Now, actually, the Ingram isn't particularly useful compared to all of the other weapons I have, so I think I'm going to sell that as well. And instead... Shut up, Larry. I'm trying to think here. The fuck is this guy's problem? Okay, I'll buy ammo for that, and more importantly... it seems he's not selling the ammo for the spells, which I guess I'll ask in Hollywood. The guy at the convenience store, he has a nice little collection. Now, I never really paid that much attention to it before, but now, after all this talk about gargoyles and whatnot, I'm starting to wonder if there's a possibility that those are fucking alive. Like, that maybe there's a possibility that those are... Because, you know, architecturally speaking, they very much are gargoyles anyway, but now I'm starting to wonder if maybe they are sentries, like maybe they've been posted, because I can't seem but notice that it's right across where LaCroix lives, you know? So it would make perfect sense to have like, you know, sentries posted to keep an eye out on the entrance right here and on the general neighborhood. So I guess I'll see what the other gargoyle in Hollywood looks like and try to compare them.
Need a ride?
Yes. Drive me to Hollywood. Okay, now I will go to the convenience store for a second.
The moon is out, everyone's in dreamland, and you've tuned into
Evening.
night.
Well,
Nobody to fall asleep next to
guess
you?
nobody picked up
Go ahead and
the
put
gun
the
from the
arrow
guys
in
I've
the
killed in
chest
here
like before.
either.
And hey,
Hey,
why
you.
don't you call me sometime? Area code 323 KL5
I'd like the special.
Looks like somebody's been waiting in the queue quite a while to speak to yours truly. So, caller, why aren't
He
you?
doesn't sell the ammo for that either, so I guess I have to visit Mercurial
As in you have an
at some point,
problem, or
which is a
chirping crickets
little
are
bit
keeping you
annoying.
up,
I
or
wonder how
you
they
have nightmares
microwave
about them.
burritos.
Now there's a sledgehammer,
Don't you know? When you fall
which
asleep, they can crawl into your
I'm
mouth
not
or your ears
that skilled in fighting in melee, but I might need it just in case the fight with the Gargoyle turns violent, because Strauss said that it's virtually impossible to kill a Gargoyle with a gun, so I think I'll take the sledgehammer. Just in case. Better safe than sorry. With that being said, yet more guns laying on the pavement. It's weird how nobody seems to care. Well, I guess I have to be on the lookout for it. The fuck? Well, I certainly wasn't expecting that.
Kindred invader, monster, I will smash you, crush you, tear the flesh from your bones.
No, listen. You have it a little bit wrong. That's an interesting way to start off a conversation. I'm only here to talk.
Talk? No. Always kindred are talking, scheming, hurting others with their lies. Monsters you all. Abominations. A curse upon the earth.
I have an offer for you from Isaac Abrams.
Offer? What offer? Yet another lie. He hopes to control me, to enslave me, just as my master before him. First he sends his underlings to destroy me, and now he wants to make peace. No! Curse him! Curse you all!
Okay, it clearly has some anger issues, but I should probably play up the part where Abrams opposes the Tremere. Abrams doesn't want to control you, he actually needs your help, he needs your protection.
What is this? Another devilish trick? Am I to trade one chain for another? Bow to Abrams now, instead of my old master? Never!
Abrams doesn't need a servant, he needs an ally against the Camarilla.
Camarilla. What means this, Camarilla?
Camarilla are vampires who want to rule over the other vampires. Isaac Abrams fights against them.
He fights against his own kind.
Yes, he fights against those who made you their slaves, the Tremere.
The Tremere. Hate them above all your kind I do. Secrecy and sorcery, betrayal and blood magic. Damned to hell are all of you, but the Tremere most of all.
And now Isaac's fighting to eradicate the curse once and for all, and he needs your help and your power to do it.
Yes, I will fight alongside this Abrams and help him in his battle against this Camarilla. Lifeless demon he may be, but I swear to fight at his side.
Well, that went smoother than I expected. I'll tell Isaac that he has a new ally then.
Yes, now leave me. This theater is my domain, and I seek the peace of solitude.
Well, you don't have to tell me twice. As much as I would have liked to explore this theater, I don't feel particularly confident about fighting him. So I better leave before he changes his mind. Now, first, I'll go back to Strauss and try to spin the tale about how I defeated and destroyed this gargoyle in glorious combat.
Hop in.
Take me back downtown. They don't look that similar to the gargoyle from Hollywood, but maybe they are different. Like maybe there are different kinds of gargoyles. Now, which way was it again? Left, right. Then I think left, right. Yeah, right. Got it right this time. Not that it matters. It seems all of the paths in this place lead to this exact door. Evening.
Hello, neonate. How can I be of assistance?
I need a few minutes of your time.
Of course.
About the gargoyle, I resolved that issue for you.
You did? That's quite an accomplishment for one so young, neonate, and with discretion as well. Again, you impress me.
Well, I just did what I felt is right.
And your efforts are well appreciated. Please accept this gift as payment for your accomplishment. The Tremere clan appreciates your confidentiality.
Oh, believe me, I'm as confidential as they come. Thank you. Well, now, I think it was left, right, left, and right. Now, he did give me some kind of a magical item. Interesting. Whenever I hold it, I feel more nimble and quick. But regarding that confidentiality issue he brought up, I'm now ready to go back to Hollywood and inform Isaac Abrams of that little embarrassing secret that Strauss seems to hold.
Going somewhere?
Yes, back to Hollywood. This way, it'll be maximum chaos. Now, obviously, at some point, Strauss is probably going to learn that I betrayed him, but he rewarded me anyway, for the time being, and hopefully at the moment when he learns the truth, I'll already be powerful enough to actually deal with him myself. Evening.
You head to Kingsway yet?
Not yet. About the gargoyle, I've convinced it to be loyal to you.
A gargoyle serving in the defense of Hollywood. Exceptional. I'm sure it'll come as quite a surprise to the first shock troop that crosses the city line. You've got a lot of promise. It's a shame you're still working full-time for the wrong side.
Well, you're free to think that, but to be honest, let me put it this way. I have the exact same amount of distrust for the Anarchs as I do for the Camarilla, so we'll just see what the future brings.
I'd like to hope so. Well, if you'll excuse me.
Now, I've also learned something quite interesting about the Gargoyle.
Yes?
The Gargoyle was created by Maximilian Strauss, the Tremere, what do they call them again? Regent? he seems to have lost control over it.
Are you positive? So, that's where the Gargoyle came from. If something like this got out, it'd be humiliating for him. Why, if the right people found out about this, it'd be all over town by the end of the night. Well done, neonate.
Well, use that to knock that Camarilla son of a bitch from his high horse if you could. Now, I also found a Tremere book about gargoyles and some other stuff. Maybe you would appreciate that as well. You know, give you some more insights to use against them. Well, with that being said, I guess I'm finally off to King's Way to do your fucking dirty work. I hope you appreciate that. The street is pretty empty. Maybe I could... You! Stand. Yeah, that was a pretty tasty snack, all things considered. So now I should finally be ready to go to King's Way. I'm still not sure what awaits me there, but be it battle or just talk, I feel like I'm ready.
Where to?
609 King's Way, please. Yes, that's very clearly the same house, just from the way the entrance looks. Although I must say, it looks pretty unassuming. Then again, if he built a fucking castle, it might have, attracted some unwanted attention. But then again, those Hollywood elites are pretty crazy, so, especially the mightily rich ones. So even if they did build a fucking castle in the hills, I doubt, many people would even consider that weird. With that being said, I seriously doubt he's going to just open the door for me, but I'll give it a try. Anyone? Fuck. I can't really open the door. Well, I guess I'm looking for a different way to get in. Maybe I could climb to one of the balconies. Yeah, this looks like a stable enough support. Let's give it a try. Oh yes. Man, something reeks here. Anyone home? The fuck? Okay, that's... fuck. That's pretty foul. Whoa. The stench of the flesh is almost overpowering. Fucking curtains made out of skin? Like, I've seen some crazy shit in my time, but this might just be a little bit of an overkill. Fuck. Chairs made out of bones and flesh. A bed. Fuck! The bed even has a fucking face. Okay, that's pretty fucking hardcore, I must say. Huh. Surprisingly comfy for a bed made out of the fucking human flesh and skin. Fuck! And the fucking ceiling is bleeding. Fuck. Well, whoever lives here takes the matters of interior design pretty fucking seriously. It's not exactly... Fuck. Not exactly a design I would have chosen, but I have to admit, he certainly has a certain vision. What's this? This feels magical as well. I'm not sure what's the deal with the other vampires just leaving magical artifacts in easy to reach places for other people to steal, but oh well, that's their loss. Just a dark bedroom. And this is a regular ass bed as opposed to the other one made out of fucking skin. Fuck. I think it's the walls and the ceiling that get me the most. Like, it's literally fucking bleeding. That's pretty deranged, I have to admit. And all of the flies. I wonder... Roll over. Doesn't it get tiresome after a while? You know, the smell isn't exactly nice. But, oh well, to each his own, I guess. Fuck, the fuck was that? It was moving. Fuck. Pillars of flesh. Fuck. Anything interesting in the fridge? Oh, some refreshments. Don't mind if I do. Fuck. The fuck even is that? Like, this is very clearly a ribcage of a cow or something other large animal, but this, I have no idea what the fuck is that even. Maybe it's like one of those creatures but being molded or something? Because it has legs, like rudimentary legs. Well, whatever it is pretty weird. A ring. And the guy just has a fucking piano in the middle of it. Apparently he's a man of culture, if I couldn't tell by all of the guts hanging from the walls. I wonder how will he be in person? Like, this is pretty fucking deranged. Even I have to concede that point. The fuck is that? Fuck, some kind of a curtain made out of bones and skin? Well, fuck! All over. I must say, this guy seems to be surprisingly okay with his minions just busting all of his doors down and all of his furniture in an attempt to, I don't know, jump scare me or something. Which I guess is partially working, but it's probably not worth destroying your... The fuck is that? Fuck, just imagine... Well, I guess we are not using the crapper anymore, so... Still, imagine, like, Well, I guess if he had a human around as a guest, the human probably wouldn't live long. And even if he would, he'd probably lose his mind. Like, I'm kind of surprised how little I care at this point. I should be, well, maybe not terrified, but at the very least, like, majorly disgusted by all of this, and I am more amused. Like, don't get me wrong, it is pretty disgusting, but it is disgusting in this weird, detached way. Like, I'm just not quite sold on the aesthetics of it, if you know what I mean, but I have to admit, it's interesting at the very least. Well, anyone here? Fuck. I think that's a person, right? Is that him? It doesn't even look like a human. Fuck is wrong with his head? Well, guess there's only one way to find out. Good evening.
Hello, young K-Knight. I see your face is not so lifeless. Your nerves not so deadened that you cannot express shock. Tell me, child, is my appearance that frightening? Or is it my knowledge of you that is so unnerving?
Well, would you mind telling me what's going on in here?
Oh, child of Cain, the sights in this haven pale in comparison to my ancestral estate. Comfort is a custom, and all of this artifice brings me closer to my home. Do not fear for my furniture, young one.
Comfort, huh? You have interesting ideas about comfort, but you're the one who made the tape, aren't you?
Oh yes, the tape. Merely a test. Certainly not intended to fall into mortal hands. Fortunately, we are in the capital of mortal trickery and illusion. So did the tape drive you to find me? From whence flows your longing, child?
Well, I'm not exactly sure what I'm planning to do, yet it kind of depends on what you can tell me. So, what are you doing down here?
To gouge out the eyes of the Camarilla. The sewers are clogged with my creations. I will kill or drive the Nosferatu from their pestilent nests. Without the sewer rats to guide them, the Camarilla will be blind to the Sabbat's designs.
Huh. So you're one of the Sabbat then. I was expecting that. As for the Camarilla, I never really asked to join them. They just considered me one of the members anyway. So, about that plan of yours, you think it will work?
I see the weariness in your eyes. You grow tired of the yoke the dusty elders of the Camarilla have thrown on your back. You squander your time, heaving their dead weight forward. And for what?
Well, that's actually rather nicely spoken, I guess. So, what alternative can you offer me exactly? I've been wanting to discuss that with one of your ranks for some time yet, but, well, excuse me for saying that, but most of your colleagues aren't nearly as eloquent as you are. So, about that alternative of yours, make your offer.
Yes, the air is rife with the potency of your blood, K-Knight. Join me and defy your masters. Unshackle the beast within. Allow your true potential to flow freely into the night. Act as the sword of Cain. Be a servant to no one, and a brother to all kindred that have found the truth of the Sabbat.
Well, so can I just join you, just like that? And why exactly should I? Not that I have anything particular against you. You did try to kill me a bunch of times, but then again, I murderized a bunch of your soldiers, and blew that warehouse of yours, so I guess we could call that squarely even. I'm just, fishing for general idea of what you're about. In your own words, what makes you different from the Camarilla?
The Sabbat serves a purpose other than itself. While your Camarilla elders quiet the panicked whispers of Gehenna, we fight for freedom, salvation from the blood of the antediluvians, staving off the inevitable end to this world. The Sabbat is no willing servant of the Ancient's child. That is the difference.
Huh. Antediluvians, huh? I heard a little bit about that, but I'm not sure if I believe that. You clearly do, though, so you think this Ankaran sarcophagus is at the heart of all that?
Yes. Doom is palpable in the night air, and hangs over this city like the Damascus sword. If the Camarilla is unwilling or unable to do what is so clearly necessary, then it is the heavy burden of the Sabbat to send the sleeping ancient the same way as my own clan's antediluvian.
Well, so would you just let me into the Sabbat? No questions asked?
No. Entrance to the Sabbat is forged in a crucible. Your strength tempered, your loyalty steeled. Even one as powerful as you. Your circumstances are odd. You must first prove yourself truly free from the bondage of the Camarilla.
So what exactly do you expect me to do?
Your allegiance to the Camarilla must be severed completely. Make yourself irredeemable in their eyes. My hapless minions scoured the tunnels below, looking for the sewer rat's nest. It's time to put the task to more capable hands. Continue your journey to find the Nosferatu. Find their leader, and with olive branch in one hand, with the other, stab him in his heart with all the hellish fury of betrayal. Bring me back his remains.
Huh. So I'm just supposed to murder one of the Nosferatu and that's it? That's not exactly that tall of an order. I think I'll do it. I don't yet buy into everything your, what do they call it again? Sect? Preaches. I'm not sure if I believe all of the talk of the antediluvians, but if there is one thing I respect about you, is that you clearly know that if one is powerful enough to make his own rules, then he should, and whatever he does, he's allowed to do because he can, and I would very much go the same road myself if I could. So I guess I'll do it for the Sabbat.
Very good. After you find your way through the tunnels to the sewer rat's nest and have laid waste to their helpless leader, return to me downtown in the Hollowbrook Hotel.
Hollowbrook. Huh, isn't that right across where fucking LaCroix lives? That's pretty ballsy, but those monsters of yours, would you get them off my back, or will I have to keep slaughtering them to find my way to the Nosferatu?
They are capricious, impetuous, simple beasts, capable only of simple thoughts, and effective only at what they were designed to do, to kill. I will do what I can to move you through the maze below with as much haste as possible.
Actually, I do have something to do in the sewers, so I will find my own way. Forget it for now.
I can sense your desire to be liberated from the fetters of the Camarilla. Do this, and in like company, you will be free to let the beast roar proudly, that the whole city would cower before your might.
I like the sound of that. See you at the Hollowbrook then. Huh. I feel like I'm... Fuck. The guy is pretty heavily into this mutilation stuff. But I better not badmouth him in his, within his earshot, because that might end poorly for me. Now, I am at a little bit of a crossroads here, it feels like, because if I truly kill the Nosferatu, then presumably, at one point or the other, the rest of the Camarilla are going to learn about it, and then I somehow don't think they are going to forgive me for that. And on top of all of that, I'm not sure if I buy the whole mystical, part of the Sabbat doctrine, like the talk about the antediluvians and the, being the sword of Cain that fights against the ancients. Not sure about that. What I am sure of, though, is I'm sick of just being limited. I'm sick of having all this power and being afraid or being cowed to not use it. I want everyone, I want the city, and then as megalomaniacal and cliche as it sounds, I want fucking everyone to acknowledge how powerful I am now, cause I do feel my own strength. I do know I am powerful, and he must know it as well, cause I felt a strange satisfaction when I heard him flatter me. I heard that he was almost... Maybe he was actually scared. Maybe he was reckoning in his head that it's actually more beneficial for him to try and make me switch sides rather than fight me, which in itself is a glorious feeling. Like, this guy, he's clearly highly ranked within the Sabbat. He's clearly rather powerful, and still, he was speaking to me, with respect. He was speaking to me, recognizing the strength I hold, and for that, I appreciate that, and I feel like we could make a fine partnership, cause if what I've seen in his house is any clue, I would say he's not particularly restrained by any foolish notions of what others would think about it, or what was once proper when he was still human. He's very clearly, just doing what he wants, which is not exactly what I want. I would probably not decorate my own house with fucking human intestines, but let him, express himself in whatever way he wants, I guess. If that's what amuses him. Huh. Well, I guess first I need to find the Nosferatu, and then I'll sort of gauge my chances and decide whether I want to kill them and throw my lot in with the Sabbat for certain, or just pretend I didn't mean it, and which I'm not sure if the Nosferatu are going to believe, but then again, I'm not sure, like, the Nosferatu at this point don't know about this guy, presumably. They only know about the creatures that are hunting them, and Isaac knows about the guy, but maybe I can always bullshit Isaac that I killed him, much as I did with Strauss and the Gargoyle. Now, before I descend deeper into the sewers, I'll have a drink of this. It's one of those creatures again. Roll over. Okay, there's a body and some kind of a ledger. Let me see what it's about. Employee of the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power. Okay. Investigation to reports of strange sightings. Quadrant checked out. Unidentified noises. Various points. Coordinates none. Strange noises. Some sort of animal. So I guess they happened across the creatures, and at least one of them paid for it with his life. More prints. Other part of the sewers called dispatch. I can hear it constantly following me. There is a smell, carcass of an animal. Investigation continues. Human remains. Massive tears in the flesh that indicate an animal might have recently fed upon the corpse. Coordinates of the body. Temporarily lost in the old tunnels. Unholstered my weapon. Fuck, is that... I will never not find it hilarious that apparently a lot of those people in the fucking moment of their death still found it a reasonable assumption, a reasonable step to take to continue fucking writing in their journal or whatever while they are getting presumably torn apart, judging from the fact that the writing trails off and there's blood splatters all over it, and yet instead of running or hiding or just straight up defending himself with everything he could, all he did with his final hours is just writing, "Oh no, I'm getting killed." What a fucking idiot. Now, I'm supposed to look for intake pipes to distribute the samples given to me by the CDC worker. So I have to be on the lookout for that. I guess it's time to crawl through some actual smaller sewers. unfortunately. It doesn't look like this leads anywhere. I can hear some of the creatures even from here. This doesn't seem to lead anywhere either. Okay, this looks promising enough, I guess. This almost reaches the surface, but it's not exactly what I need right now. Well, where to now? I've came from here originally. And this is also closed. And this presumably leads to the other part of the pipe. Yeah, right, so I just walked in a semicircle. That's where I came from originally. This is presumably another dead end. Yeah. Okay, this should get me to the other side of the gate here, which... You, roll over. Anything in here? Some ammunition. I guess that's always useful, especially I've got some for the spas, which might be particularly useful against the Nosferatu if I choose to challenge them in the end. According to this map, this should lead to the newer part of the sewers, so I don't really need to go there, because obviously the Nosferatu are not there. If they would be so easily reached, they would have been found already. I need to go deeper, judging from this map, not shallower. Let me check this ledger. Oh, it's actually very old reports from 72. Sightings in the sewer system. Nothing of note. One individual noted that he could hear what could only describe as whispers, products of his overreactive and thoroughly soused imagination. Nothing to report. Recent rush of sightings in the section shadowy figures from men I could trust. Well, I guess that describes the original sightings with the Nosferatu back in 72, which presumably led them to retreat deeper into the sewers to avoid detection from the mortals. Whisper traced what I thought was a figure down the corridor, facing a brick wall. I could hear laughter coming from the darkness around me. Reported to the mayor, sworn us all to silence concerning new sightings. Inquiries met with strange resistance. So I guess this must indicate that the Nosferatu have used their knowledge and their mortal contacts to pull some strings within the city council, and and the police as well. The section of the sewers will be sealed permanently, and no further inquiry into the matter will be tolerated. It's something that the city council doesn't want to become public. Yeah. Interesting. Left to rot here with the ghost. No official eye will ever see this. I figured I could wax dramatic at his last day. Lock closed. Yeah, so judging from that, I am supposed to go deeper into the older part of the sewers. Actually, I think there might be some numbers involved, which might be... Yeah, section 402, so will be closed as well. Received that the section 475 to 500 will be sealed off permanently, so I better try to remember that. It might lead me to the Nosferatu in the end, or at least provide a clue of sorts. Fuck. Must say, those pets of his are pretty annoying to fight because they are very quick and nimble, and they like to launch themselves straight into your fucking face, which, I'm not going to lie, is more than a little annoying. Not to mention, those claws of theirs do hurt like a bitch. Fuck out. Unfortunately, they do not seem to be immune to vampiric domination. This is closed. Not quite sure where to go, and I'm starting to... Fuck! I'm starting to regret not taking the Sabbat leader offer regarding providing me with a guide into the deeper parts of the sewers. I just hope the job I'm doing for the CDC guy is going to pay well in the end. Roll over. If not, I think I might actually disembowel him for the impertinence of ordering me to do something so tiresome and then not even fucking having the decency to pay me decently for it. Well, that remains to be seen. First, I need to actually do it. Huh. This looks interesting. some kind of a hatch, but I can't seem to open that. Well, I better keep that in mind at the very least. Judging from the markings of that, I mean on that, it's one of the pipes he mentioned, so I'm supposed to drop one sample here, and then presumably go deeper, right? Emergency release valve. Well, it's not like I have much of a choice, because this just loops back to where I already was. That doesn't look particularly safe. I better get out before I approach that. Fortunately, there's a ladder right next. How many of them are here? Now, where should I go exactly? Huh, I can see one of them in there. There are small tunnels above those rotors, so maybe I can block them by throwing this into the mechanism. I guess it kind of worked. Fucking a lot of them. Maybe I should have taken his offer after all. Fuck. I think I need blood. It's a good thing. Well, actually I do have this. And it's almost full. So yeah, I think I'll drink from that, because I can feel it with the... well, actually, it feels itself with the blood of my fallen enemies. So, cheers. I must say, regardless of how disgusting that looks, it's very, very useful. Be on the lookout for the intake pipes, pipes, where I can drop the samples. Because I still have 3, which is quite a lot. So, where to now? Fuck. Well, those tunnels all seem to lead into nothing, which makes this this is blocked as well by some debris, which I guess makes this the only way I could go. Anything in here? Not really. Okay, it doesn't look like there's anything in here. I'm looking for yet another of those intake pipes into which I could drop the sample. It came from here. I wasn't expecting that, and I somehow feel like electricity isn't good for me, even in my current state. Like, presumably I can take it better than I could when I was still a mortal, but still, I wouldn't like to take too many chances. I think I'll just run towards the ladder. Though, maybe I can climb. Fuck, I can't really jump high enough to mantle up there, so I guess I'll have to run to the ladder. Ow, fuck! Yeah, that did hurt like a bitch. Electrical room? Presumably I can disable it from here. Okay, so this disables the electricity at the very least, though I'm not entirely sure how does that avail me. I think I need to take a dive. Well, there is some kind of a current here from a pipe or something like that. So presumably to swim deeper I would need to disable that. Let me try and get to the other side. Fuck. Don't see anything I could do here. Came from here originally. I think there's literally nothing in here. And I can't even... Ah! I can open that, it's just a little bit tricky. It requires a different kind of hold on this valve, but this, judging from the markings of it, I think it's a place for yet another of those samples. So let's drop it. And now we should be ready to proceed through here again. Fuck. Well, I'm perhaps not the best acrobat in the land, but there is nobody to see that, so no harm done, I guess. Now, oh yes, pump. Now, pumps off. And this should allow me to swim through here, which I'm not yet certain where that leads, but I guess that remains to be seen. Reservoir 1. I can't really reach that. Ah, okay. So I think what I have to do is go back, enable the pump, and then swim up here quickly before it enables itself fully, fully enough to push me back, and then it's going to pump the water up, right, into one of the reservoirs, and it'll take me with it. Oh, presumably I can just do that. Just need to be quick before... Yeah, it's already starting, but I just need to swim close enough so that it pushes me sideways instead of back, and then presumably it's going to push me into one of the reservoirs. Fuck, I wasn't quick enough. But the plan seems to be solid. So, disable it for a moment, wait for it to die down a little, and then enable it back, and swim as quickly as I can. Now, I'm not sure which reservoir is the right one to choose, but judging from the fact that there is no current going up, I would say that was a wrong choice. Fuck. I feel like I might have to do that again, because I'm not strong enough to swim to the other side against the current. Fuck, that is pretty annoying. I really hope the reward from the CDC guy is going to be worth it. After literally wading through the sewers for him, if he'll try to rip me off, then I'm going to make him eat his own intestines. And I'm going to enjoy that. So this time I'm going to swim left, if I can make it. Wait. That didn't help me at all. So maybe I have it wrong all along, actually. That's pretty annoying. I tried swimming through here before, and the current was pushing me back, so... Maybe I need to set something like in the controls for the pump, maybe like reverse the flow or something. Fuck, I'm soaking wet. Actually getting rather hungry on top of that. Res status. Ah, fuck. Right, the reservoirs weren't flooded, which obviously meant that I couldn't swim up there at the time. Now, with that being done, I should finally be able I can already feel how much easier it is to swim up here. Fuck. Does that literally lead nowhere? Okay, hopefully it does lead somewhere, because otherwise I might just lose my fucking mind. Fuck! The fuck is that? Some kind of a new monstrosity. Stand still. Well, I guess it doesn't fucking care that much. The fuck is that, like... Fuck! Huh. Was it like a mutated vampire? It turned to fucking dust. Man, this guy... I don't think I even know his name at this point, but he's pretty fucking metal, like with the designs of his, because I presume that's one of his creatures as well, right? Now, this looks promising, so I'll drop another sample here, which should only leave one. but I feel like I deserve some kind of a victory sip. After all that, I'll take one of the better blood bags. I have quite a few, should be enough to help me deal with the Nosferatu when I get to them eventually. But I'm still not sure how long will that be. Huh. Well, at least the small ones are relatively easy to defeat, although even they are rather annoying to deal with in large numbers. Fuck, it's another one of those giant ones. And a few small ones as well. Save some ammunition for the Nosferatu. Okay, this looks like an important junction in the sewers. Authorized personnel only, apparently. Huh. Okay, that's moonlight. It was unusually bright, and it brought back memories of Grout's mansion and this maze of his. Okay, I wasn't really expecting cops here. Hey, you, officer? Hello? Hey, you there? You okay? Are you even alive? The rest of you don't look so good. Hey, you! What the fuck? The fuck was that? Okay, what the fuck? I feel like that's fucking a little bit of an overkill. Fuck! It looks like, I don't know, three women sewn together. They have their fucking tits hanging out and all of that. And fuck! It looks like... Fuck, it looked like they had like a cesarean section or like performed on them. Did the guy really take 3 pregnant women and sew them together and then used his fucking blood magic to like make a monster out of them? That might be a little too hardcore even for me. Fuck. I don't even really know how to comment on that. That's like pretty fucked up. Fuck. I must ask him if we ever talk again. How does he do it? Like, can I learn to do that? Like, I must say, it would be kind of hilarious to like punish my ghoul by swapping her arms with her legs or something, you know, or just, I don't know, removing her mouth would be kind of enough, I guess, because she's pretty insolent as it is, talking back to me and whatever. I don't really need to talk to her, so... Oh, don't mind if I do. Yeah, I have to, if we ever talk again, that guy and me, I have to ask him a bunch of things. But I guess that depends. It seems like there has been a police squad sent down here, and they have all been slaughtered. And some of the corpses are obviously old, judging from the fact they've already turned into bones. But I guess whether I talk with the guy or not depends on whether I decide to actually kill the Nosferatu for him, which I'm still not sure, because it seems like a final step of some sort. I think I can break that. Even if I slaughter every last one of the Nosferatu in here, eventually the Camarilla are going to learn about it. And it's not like I hold any kind of a loyalty towards the Camarilla. It's just that... fuck. It's just that I'm not sure if I'm ready yet to take them all on. Fuck, that seems like a perilous journey down. And it's not like I'm particularly enamored by everything about the Sabbat either, cause they seem to be pretty entrenched in this weird vampire mysticism. The guy kept talking about the antediluvians and the ancients and how we are all pawns for them, but the Sabbat oppose them and whatever, and I'm not sure if I buy into any of that. Like Cain, he kept talking about the Sabbat being the sword of Cain. I'm not even sure if I believe that Cain really existed, let alone being the first vampire. Well, I guess I have no choice but to try. And drop down. Well, that kinda worked, I guess. Now, I think, yeah, I have one more sample. Man, there's a lot of those creatures. It would be kinda hilarious if it turned out eventually that they found the Nosferatu before me and killed them all, but I guess if that ever happened, the Sabbat guy would know, right? Because they would somehow report back to him, or at least bring him the Nosferatu bodies. I am slowly running out of ammunition, which is troublesome to say the least. I think I might use the Cold Anaconda for a while. Fuck. It's another one of those weird ones, but it doesn't seem to be aware of my position yet, which gives me a unique opportunity to take a closer look at it, and I must say, it's pretty fucking disgusting. Yeah, it's like, maybe it's not 3 women, maybe it's 2 guys and 1 broad, because this one was obviously once a woman, She has fucking tits hanging out and this cut belly, but the rest... Okay, that doesn't even fucking look like a person. Man, that's fucking deranged. Well, anyway. Yeah, I guess it's not that tough. Oh. Where to now? Section 41, section 40. Now, didn't the journal of the Department of Water and Electricity mention that they sealed off sections 45 to 550 to 500? So maybe I should look for 45 and onwards. Fuck. It's another one. Another one of those. Hmm. 45. And this says 46. So presumably I'm getting closer? At least, fuck. At least if I understand it correctly, and I'm not sure of that. Whoa. Man, that's hardcore. 45, 43. Well, maybe I understand it wrong after all, because this seems to be a dead end. 46. I better not get lost in here, even though I feel like I already kinda have. I came from here. It is evident by the amount of blood I left in my wake. Well, fortunately, at least, those creatures... Those creatures do not seem to be particularly smart. So there is that. But I still don't have that great of an idea of where I'm actually going. So there is that as well. Section 37. Yeah, the numbers seem to be getting lower, not higher. I'm not quite sure what to think about that. This is a dead end. Dead end. This doesn't look safe in the slightest. must say, as fucked up as they look, they don't compare that well to high caliber firepower. Okay, this definitely looks promising. What even is that? Some kind of a silo? A fatal error has occurred. You should be panicking now. Your system will now explode. The fuck? Safe to go to your happy place. Okay, this PC isn't going to help me. There's some cameras, but none of them display anything that seems particularly interesting. Oh, this is some kind of a control panel that is magnetically locked. I would need some kind of a key card for that. Huh. Well, I better keep looking then, because it's not... I'm not sure what else I could do. I must remember section 24 as the place where this is, so that I can find it later. The fuck was that? Almost looked like a vampire. Or at least a person moving really quick. Oh, it seems to be fighting. Is that one of the Nosferatu? I can't really make out the silhouette of it. I guess if it survived, I can ask it for directions. Doesn't look like it did. It fucking turned to ash. What about this? Oh, I think this is another vampire, a little bit older one, but it also turned to ashes, and there is some kind of a pass key here. Magnetic swipe key, waterworks access card. This might be it, actually. Yeah, this might just be it. Which, I'm not going to lie, I would appreciate that. I'm looking for 24 again, because I'm getting a little bit sick of those sewers. Although, I still haven't found the place for the last sample here. And I've done so much for it already, and I would really like to finish that before getting out of this damn place. So I guess I'll check this part as well. Fuck. Problem is, though, I'm rather quickly running out of ammunition for most of my weaponry, and if I decide to turn on the Nosferatu, then I doubt they are just going to roll over and let me kill them. To be honest, I have no idea where to put the last sample. Near the beginning, there was like a structure with pipes. Maybe I was supposed to put it over there. One of the previous sets of pipes was a little bit tricky in its placement. You had to unlock it in a correct way before it gave in. So maybe it's similar with this. But I don't see anything here. Was it up there maybe? If so, then fuck. Fuck. There was a ladder here the entire time, and I tried to drop through this fucking giant fan. If it was up there, then there's no way I can even go back up there at this point. Which, to be honest, annoys me to no end, but oh well. If I missed it, then I guess so be it. I'm not going to spend eternity looking for it. Whatever the guy could have paid me, I'm pretty wealthy as it is. So it's not like I desperately need that. And as I said, at this point, I pretty much have enough of those sewers anyway. I think I went the wrong way. I need to go to 24. Although, did I go the wrong way? 49. Huh. 43. Yeah, I think Fuck. I think this is the wrong way after all, because this is where I was looking for the 45 and eventually found a dead end, which proved my initial line of thinking to just be plain wrong. And the numbers actually went lower on this side, 39, and I'm looking for 24 to see if the magnetic card I found will fit. Mm, 34, 36, 35. Okay, so this is the wrong direction as well. I need to go lower, not higher. $31, 30. Yeah, okay, this is the right direction for once. Mm, 26, 25, and this will be 24, right? Yeah. Well, let's see if that works. Huh. I guess it does. But I actually feel strangely sluggish. I feel like the dawn must be approaching, even if I can't see it. So I'm really getting tired. And as much as I don't think it's the best idea to sleep in those sewers, I really don't want to face the Nosferatu when I'm not at my full strength and not rested properly. So presumably this leads straight into their hideout. So I am going to sleep right next to it, and if they find me, then I'm just going to throw some bullshit their way and try to get myself invited inside their hideout anyway. And if they don't find me by tomorrow, then I'll go down there myself and pay them a little visit. But still, regardless, I would prefer to be at full strength. And if by any chance I'll leave this open and during the day the fucking creatures are going to come here and fucking eat them all, then I guess that would be kind of hilarious in its own right. Although, fuck, but it's not particularly wise to sleep here because it's not that well defended, and I myself am pretty defenseless during the day. And then again, so are the other vampires, presumably. Fuck. Yeah, I don't feel good. I feel sluggish and slow. And it isn't the best feeling. Yeah, I think I'm going to risk it. I'll sleep underneath this. It seems secure enough. Because if any of those creatures would like to get in, maybe they will wake me by rattling the metal parts, although I'm not sure if they even can wake me during the day. I never woke before sundown anyway, but maybe now that I don't actually see the sun, it's going to be different. I'm not sure, but I'm getting really tired and I don't like it, so what I think I'm going to do is take a sip out of this, just for good measure, and actually call it a night, and hopefully nothing is going to eat me. Maybe the Nosferatu are going to find me and they will invite me into their hideout on their own, and I'll take it from there, and if not, then tomorrow, once I'm rested and ready, I'll jump down and see what their hideout is all about. But for now, well, I just hope nothing fucking eats me while I sleep.